But this is Carrie Beck with How to Homeschool My Child, and something happened and it just said Facebook was having a hard time playing my video. So I'm going to finish quickly with math, science, art, and writing. Got some good writing things. So I talked all about the baking activity that we did with lots of math. The other thing you could be doing is measuring how many lights you need. You could obviously be baking cookies. I love the idea of budgeting. I like the idea of integrating what your kids are doing as far as buying gifts and how they do that. I have something called Christian writing prompts that also is a nice activity. You can use it. It's got elementary, junior high, and senior high essays, elementary and junior high prompts as well. I think there may be over 100 writing prompts, but there's lots of things you can use for language arts and writing. I am hoping this is going, because that little blue circle just keeps going round and round and round. So I don't even know if this is actually taking. It's slowing down. Maybe it will. We'll find out. I'm going to keep going anyway. So that would be one thing. The other thing you can use for writing, for language arts, and this isn't Christmas, but I do want to at least point it out, is our Give Thanks to God copywork for all ages. And so this can go along with the Mother's Prayer Journal. And to be honest, if you're sort of taking a break, you may need a lot of prayer and some thanks. I think giving thanks changes our attitude. It focuses upward instead of what's going on around us. And I think that is one thing that can really help us get through the holidays. So I've got 2 Give Thanks ebooks as well. That's one for mothers and one for kids, and all the copywork for all ages. I don't have any pictures on me, anything to show you, but we do have some cranberry activities on my blog that are science, that you basically just use Sprite and cranberries, and my preschoolers could do it, but your older kids could actually do that activity and then investigate why. Another thing we did with the candy cane is you can make pipe cleaner candy canes, red and white, red, green, and white. It doesn't really matter. And then what you do is you shape them in there and you dip them in a borax mixture. And I would say let them sit probably overnight. And when you pull them out and you let them dry, they are crystallized and they make really beautiful ornaments. So there's one thing. It's an art project. But it's also a science project that you can go and investigate. Why did these pipe cleaners turn into crystals? Because we used a borax mixture. Oh, thank you, Carissa. I'm thankful you can hear me. I don't know what happened. Maybe I didn't blank out. Maybe it was just my computer, but I didn't trust it, and I really wanted to share some of these ideas. Another idea I really thought was, what if you built gingerbread houses? Everyone builds one according to however they want, and then you test the structure to see if it's really sturdy or not. So let the kids all decide how they're going to make it, and say, okay, when we're finished, we're going to put this on top of it. It might just be something like a whiteboard, very light, or it may be a rock, or it may be a paperweight or something, but you could test and see why one structure stays better than others. So there are some things you can actually do with science. Another thing, if you've ever looked at physical changes and chemical changes, any baking you do can turn into a science experiment. We think of it always as math and fractions and quadruple and all this. Everything that you bake, you can actually turn into a science experiment if you will connect it to physical changes and chemical changes. Now, I'm not here to teach you about all of that, but I'm just saying that is something fun and easy to do. All right, let's talk about Bible. Bible's pretty easy because we can stay focused. Our actual Celebrate Christmas ebook has an entire Advent Bible reading plan that can help you read through devotions. And there's a lot of those out there, but there is one in there as well. The other thing I will just mention, I mentioned it all the time, is you may want to just study the Star of Bethlehem and go and see what the different clues are. You might want to look at the prophecies and look at how they're connected, and from prophecy and how they are fulfilled. So there's a lot of things. You can just take some words that are important in the Bible, in the Christmas story, and do a word study. One that is not actually in the Christmas story is the word seed. I would encourage you to maybe look at the seed of Abraham, the seed of David, the seed of Jacob, and on all the way to the seed of Jesus, and what God says about that. Art, I've talked about. I told you that next week I will be doing some tutorials on Eat Your Way Through Christmas holiday in your homeschool. And it's going to be a lot of fun, but we are doing There are some activities that you can actually make a graham cracker nativity scene, and I will demonstrate that next week. You could also make ornaments. There are so many ornaments. In our Christmas Around the World, there are ornaments, Christmas celebrations, lots of ornaments that you can make to do art. For music, I would really encourage you to choose maybe one Christmas carol that has some meaning to you. Teach it to your children and practice it all season long so that they actually memorize it. You can use it for copy work. You can use it for discussion. You can use it for music and singing. You might, if your kids are taking piano, they can learn how to play it, or they can learn how to play it on their guitar, whatever. And then you might also take that and tie it into history and look at the history of a Christmas carol. That was one ebook I really wanted to write. In fact, it was on my calendar all summer long, and I just never had enough time to do that. I launched Homeschool Superheroes instead. So that is something that's still on a back burner, and I hope to be able to give you some helps so that wouldn't be very difficult to do as well. Now, those are just a few ideas about how to integrate Christmas and Thanksgiving into the homeschool and how you can be successful. As I said at the very beginning, take a break from your homeschool. From Thanksgiving, I did it all the way to January. I'm going to keep going even though my screen went blank. I have no idea if you can hear me, but I am going to say we've got a lot of ebooks right here that could help save you some time, and they are 50% off for 24 hours. So you can actually go and pick one up. I believe the code is Top Holiday 50 for 50% off. And so that would be something you can do. We are also having a giveaway, and in that giveaway, whoever wins can choose one ebook in our holiday store. I will put the link to the holiday store in the description. And I think that's it. I don't even know if anyone is here because my screen went blank. That could just be my computer. I don't really know. So I hope that you caught the end of this better than the other video. And I am Carrie Beck with How to Homeschool My Child. I will talk to you later. Have a great evening.